Hello everyone, welcome to Lab 4.1.2.4 from Big Data and Analytics course from Cisco, and this lab is about simple linear regression in Python. Okay, so now I'm using Google Colab. So far you installed, or I showed you how to install Jupyter in your own machine. Then I also showed you how to use Raspberry Pi and prepare the image from Cisco and use it. Now, if you don't have Raspberry Pi, then you're free to use Google Colab. However, I will also go through this and I will solve it one by one, and I will show you how to make like prepare the file through Google Drive and then you import it here. Alright, so this lab is one more time about linear regression, and this is how to become like familiar concept of linear regression and working with big data through Python. What we actually are going to do in part one, first we are going to import libraries and data, and then we are going to upload the data, and then on the last part, or part number 3, we are going, or I'm going to show you how to prepare or perform simple linear regression. Okay, so this is the code here that you need to use it at the first, because now, because of this Google Colab, then you need to like prepare the, or we need to mount the Google Drive, that the place that we are going to upload the files, the big data files .csv, and then we import it to the Google Colab. So this is the first cell here, and you can see from Google Colab import drive, and then we mount the drive. Okay, so you run this in this first time, and then you need to connect to your Google Drive, and then you just here select your account and then allow it, and that's it. All right, in the next step, we need now to import the matplotlib. We need also to import mpy, and then we need also to import pandas. Okay, so let's do this. Now first we need to import matplotlib, uh, matplotlib, and as you can see here, it's already there. So you just select it and that's it. And then you need to import the numpy as well, and so is as an np, and then we need to import pandas. All right, so we imported the three of them that we needed. All right, then here we need to upload, or we need to import the file to the like to this the big data file, I mean, to the probably the price place here to use it. So this is the default one that's in Raspberry Pi, but actually we don't need, now we don't have Raspberry Pi, as I mentioned, we are in Google Colab. Then we need to specify this is the name of the file stores. We can come here and then you select drive, and then the drive you can select here, for example, all. You can upload it here or wherever you want. Click on this one, and from data you select the file that you need, which is this one here. Okay, and then we select the path, or copy the path, and just we put it here. Alright, so let's run this one, and here we imported the file. Alright, so we imported the file as through using pandas. This is a data frame here, and now you can see that there is here the head, then to see the file is correctly imported. Alright, the next step, as you can read here, that the columns here, annual net sales, sales and number of stores at district are renamed to make it easier. So yes, that's correct, because the name of the columns here, or the names of the columns, are quite long and we don't need to deal with this, so we can rename this using the method called rename with the data frame cells this. And then the columns, this is the old one and there is the new one, the old one and there is the new one, in a form of dictionary. Okay, and then again to see the first 5 lines, we use the sales.cs.head, and here we renamed the names of the columns. Alright, the next step is to, or in part 2, we need to generate the plots. Okay, so to generate the plot, as you already know, we have to use like matplotlib. In part 2, we need to generate the plots, and here we need to first determine the correlation. This concept we covered in the previous week, so here we only need to find the correlation for the cells dot for the data frame, and here we use a method called correlation or CORR, and this is to find out the correlation. Okay, so this is the data frame itself, and then we will generate the correlation with it. And here we have the correlation, and you can see the district with the cells correlated in 0.1, the district with the stores minus 0.2, and the diameter here are always 1, and the side, and they are here like the same values under the diameter and above the diameter, as I explained in the previous lab. Okay, as we can see also here from the correlation coefficient, it appears that the columns district has two correlated with the annual net sales, and only the sales, or also with the stores. Okay, so the strict column is not necessary as a part of the regression, so we don't need the district anymore. We need the sales and the stores only. So for this, we need to drop the district from the dataset. And to do this, we can use a method called drop, and this just we need to specify here. Okay, from sales, this is the new data frame that we are going to have to work with this. The sales district, and then we need to drop district, and you know the x equals 1. It means that there is a column here, and then let's check again the output, and you can see now the district is not in the dataset anymore, and we have new dataset called sales. Okay, from the correlation coefficient data here, what type of correlation did you observe between the annual net sales and the number of stores? And here we have the sales, and here we have the stores, and you can see the correlation is minus 0.9, so there is no relation between each other, or they are not correlated. Okay, so let's now create the plot, and in this step we are going to create a plot. At first we need to specify which one is going to be the y-axis and which one is going to be the x-axis to generate the plot. So the y-axis is going to be the sales, and the x-axis is going to be the stores. So we will have a figure with two axes. The first one is the y-axis and the second one x-axis, and then the data from here will be plotted on the graph. So dependent variable for y-axis, and this is we specify the column first one, or you can specify the second column in this way as well. You can switch between them, it's no problem. Then we need the plot to have in the page itself, and the size of the figure is going to be 20 by 10, and here we are going to generate a scatter plot, and then with O or marker, and the marker size is 15. Then we add labels. This is for Y label, this is for X label, then the font size are here, and then we increase the font size of the text, so you can also specify that the X text and the Y text, and then we show the figure. Okay, it says here that X is not defined. Yes, that's correct, because I did not run this cell before. Now X and Y are defined. Now let's run it again, and here we have the plot, and here is the number of cells or number of stores in the district, and here is the number of net sales. Okay, in the last part we need to perform a simple linear regression, and here I'm not going to explain the linear regression algorithms, but here we will see how we can use them through Python. And to use the linear regression, we have polyfit method with the numpy module. Then we can specify that we need to have a linear regression for x that we already imported above, this one. And y, and the linear regression between them is 1, and this method is going to return two objects for m and p. The first m is the slope of the line. We need to specify only two digits after the plot, and the print also we need to specify two digits after the plot, after the period, in the float part, and this is the intercept. And the best fit simple linear regression is going to be like printed for you can write them in two lines, or you can write only the last line here. So both the same. I prefer the last one because you can use the power of print function in Python. Alright, so two lines are combined in one line here. Okay, so the step 2, we need to calculate the centroid, and this is like the center of it, and we can calculate it using the mean method. For the y mean, that this is y dot mean, and then the x dot mean, and then we can print them again in one line. And this is the centroid for x and y, and then we need to overlay the regression line in the centroid point of the plot. Okay, so again we have the plot again, we will generate the plot, and then we have the marker here. But what we will add to the plot, we are going to add the centroid values for the x and y, and now we will have the marker as asterisk, and the marker size is 30, and the color is going to be red. Okay, so after that we need to plot the line regression line. So we are going to apply it for x is going to be the x value is the same. For y is going to be the linear regression, which will be over the original figure. And then the hyphen is going to be the marker, and the label will be in the same line, and the line width is going to be 4. Okay, then we create the x and y labels, and then we can enlarge the x and y tick marks, and then we point the centroid point to the plot. Here we can use that annotate. As this, we can write centroid, and then we specify the position of this marker or centroid, and then we also specify the text value, and then we specify the color and the font size, and then last line here we show or we put the legend. Alright, let's see this. And as you can see now here, we have the original figure. These are the blue bubbles. And then we have the linear regression. As you can see, simple linear regression. This is the label. And the blue like bubble is going to is for annual set net sales. And there we have the centroid that we calculated. And you can see now that according to this, we can type here, for example, here is the centroid. And one more time, and here is the centroid here. However, so here you can control what you want. So as you can see, for the xy we specify the position for it, and then this is the size. In the last part we are going to do some prediction, and using linear regression line you can predict the annual net sales based on the number of stores in the district. Okay, we define the function called the query, and if the query bigger or equals 1, then predict is going to be m multiplied by query plus 1, and then return the predict, and then we print the predict. So let's see this one. Okay, so in the last line here we also have another task, which is about to predict the number of stores in the function to generate the net sale. Okay, so what is the prediction net sale for 4 stores? And here we need only to call the function called predict. And we will specify, for example, here for 4. Then we can run this one. and this is the output here for 4, and this is the prediction net sales for 4 stores. And what about if we would like to type here, so when you click here the first time, you will have no output because you did not call the function. There is no function invocation, but the function invocation is here, so you can type whatever you want here. According to this question, we need 4 stores, so you can type it here. Alright, that's all for this lab. Thank you, and